I was really scared to make a video. I honestly never thought that I would even bring this account back. I've been thinking about it a lot on and off for the last few months, and having a creative outlet has always been something that is so dear and important to me. Life gets really stressful and it gets super serious, especially as you get older. I'm 26 now. I've been doing YouTube, doing some type of content creation since I was like 10, making songs and covers on YouTube. Like, this is all I've ever known. To see days without it, it doesn't feel right. It feels very unnatural and not normal for me, because this is like my norm. And I was just thinking, and I was like, you know, I don't want to start something and not continue it. But I was also like asking myself, why would you not continue something that you do like to do? And I think a lot of us end up getting in our heads about things, and I don't know what happened. Maybe I just didn't think my content was good enough, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's just the thing I love about creating content is I love being able to document my life. I love that I have all of my 20s on the internet. That sounds so crazy, but on my account with my girlfriend, I have videos of myself when I was 10 years old. I have videos of myself moving to my very first apartment, moving to New York for the very first time, and I could see my live reactions of how I felt and the heartbreak of leaving my parents for the first time, and, you know, like discovering my first rat in my apartment, and like the hardships, the great things, getting my first brand deal. I think that is all recorded, and that is such a big part of my life that I can literally watch my 20s all over again in a nursing home when I'm 90 years old, and I can watch myself and everything, all my accomplishments, all the things I went through, how I overcame them. And I've always wanted that for myself, and I feel like this isn't anything new, but I do feel like when you're doing it with a partner and you're doing this in a relationship, it can become a little bit toxic. I feel like we have a very healthy balance on how to do this, but I would rather do it on my own, and anything bad that comes of this is on me and not another person, because that's something that's very sacred to me, and I want to keep that private and keep that for myself, because I've let so many people in on that, which was a beautiful journey, and we're still going to do it, but I think I want to be more vulnerable, and I want to create a community for myself and, you know, make friends through this. I've met so many people through online, at different forms of online, and it's like one of the most beautiful things to like meet other people that love to create. If you are looking in the background, most of you guys know, but this is probably a little bit different than my old videos. I have recently moved to Austin, Texas from New York City. Never thought I would say that. We were in New York for 2 years. That's exactly the time that I wanted to be there. I said I at least want to be living in New York for 2 years, and I did that. I can't even believe we even ever got accepted to a New York City apartment. Like, that was my dream for such a long time. It was magical. It was all the highs and all of the lows. The lows were very low, but the highs were like literally some of the best days in my life, and I still to this day talk about those days. Like, a good day in New York is like literally the best day of your life, and a bad day in New York is like, wow, I'm never going to overcome this, but you do every time. And I think that's like one of the most beautiful things about life. When you're down in the dumps, it like actually feels like nothing could be worse, but you always overcome it and you always find a way to get out of it. Long story short, I think New York was just a lot. There was a lot going on when we moved there. We moved there like straight out of the pandemic, but the pandemic was like still happening. People were still getting sick. The economy was in a terrible spot, still is. There was just a lot hitting the fan, and it was rough, but I think we started to get overwhelmed. It was also to the point where people were starting to move back to the city, so there were no apartments available. Like, we would go in Street Easy and there would be like 3 apartments left in our budget. And if you know anything about New York City apartment hunting, it is one of the worst experiences. Like you have to be like on your toes and like ready to give someone all of your money in that day, or else you're not gonna get approved, and even then you might not get approved. It was a lot, and we decided to move here to Austin. When we first were together, we used to talk about possibly moving to Austin, Texas, which is actually very interesting that we ended up here. It's been interesting, I will say. I have learned so much about myself in these last few months. We've only been here, yeah, it'll be a year that we've been here on April 30th. Can't even believe that. It's so crazy to me. I think I've realized I was living this life in New York that was just unrealistic. We moved to New York on a COVID deal. Let's just start there. We had a COVID deal. Our rent was only $1,500 in the Upper East Side, beautiful area. And there was just so much happening in the city. The city was electric. We were going out all the time. And in the midst of that, we were at the peak of our social media career. Brand deals left and right, getting invited to events, like really cool events where I was meeting people that I've looked up to for so many years on YouTube. Like I've been doing this for so long. Like there's so many people that I like look up to, and I love their editing and their processing and their like the way that their mind works. And I was meeting these people, and then I was going on the Drew Barrymore show. That was like the craziest thing I think I've ever done. So many opportunities, commercials, ads. We were on like a billboard in the subway. Like these were things that like younger me would have dreamt of, and I never thought in a million years that that would ever happen or come to life. You'd have to pinch me to tell me, my 10-year-old self, that that happened. And that was just a constant, but it was really fast, and every day, like you're hustling. If you're going to New York, you're hustling for something, whether it's like to get the best job or like to get a promotion or whatever the case may be, you're hustling for something. People don't just go to New York to relax. You're trying to become something or get better at something or meet the next person to help you with something. And it became very overwhelming. And we came here kind of just to, you know, fall back and relax. And I think we did the first 6 months here doing social media full time. And we got a manager and everything was good at the beginning. And I think that I didn't realize that being a content creator full time with like moving to a new city, you don't know anybody, it caused me to like overthink everything. I was overanalyzing everything because I had so much time to just sit and think. Like I was thinking, did I make the wrong decision? Should I be doing this full time? Should I have waited until we were making more consistent money? Should I get a different job? Should I go back to school? Like there were so many things going through my mind, and the app started to change. So like they were changing the creator funds, and like all your videos needed to be a minute and not 5-second trends that were like super hilarious and always did well. And like everything was changing, and I started to like lose it. I think the problem with these apps is it's literally just like a rat race. Like you can never escape just like constantly feeling like you're less than, or you're not worth it, or your videos are just not good enough. And a lot of the times it is just the algorithm, but like we like take it in personally and say like, oh, I'm not good enough, my videos are not good. But half the time people are just not even seeing it. And I think it was just like really messing with our mental health. And so we ended up getting jobs. We both work at the same place, which is amazing because we share a car. But I think now we have hit another rock bottom of just kind of feeling like, okay, so we're both like waking up super early, like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're going to work, and work is long days. And then we come home, make dinner. It's like 8 o'clock. We eat dinner, watch maybe like 1 or 2 shows. By that time it's 10 o'clock, and then we just go and do it all over again. Is that the life that I'm wanting for myself? I didn't know, because here I am. I was so lucky to have the opportunity to work for myself. It didn't go the way I thought by any means, but I did get the chance to do it. But that was almost overwhelming in itself, because I was just thinking and thinking and thinking and like pondering about all these different things, making myself hate what I was doing because I was overanalyzing everything. Here I am working for somebody and being told what to do, but I have consistent paycheck, I have health insurance, I couldn't figure out. What am I actually wanting out of my life? And I sit here to talk to the camera, to talk to you guys, but to also just talk to myself and my future self, because I feel like I am longing for more for myself. I want to be somebody that looks back on the things I did in the world and appreciates what I did for the world. And I want to help people. I want to be a voice for other people that are similar to me. And I just want to look back on my life and be like, I'm so glad you did that. Kind of like how I look at myself, my New York City self. Like, I am so proud that, like, even though people were telling me that I shouldn't move there, it's a waste of money, those are the 2 best years I've ever had in my life. And I'm so glad I made that decision to go there because I wanted to, and I didn't listen to people that didn't want me to go. Even here, moving here, this has not been the experience that I thought it was going to be, but I'm so happy that, like, I chose to come here and I chose to feel a little indifferent about it, because there were also other people telling me not to move here. I like to have my own thoughts and my own processes of places. I hate when people like tell me like, no, you shouldn't move there because of XYZ, or like, oh, you should go here because this is the perfect place for you. But like, no one is gonna know you better than yourself. And with my life, I don't see anything as a mistake. I see it all as life lessons. I have learned so much here, like insane. I haven't even been here for a year, and I've just learned so much of what I actually want out of life. And I am here to encourage you. If you are still living at home, if you're still in your hometown, I highly encourage you to move out of your hometown. If you can, and if you have the resources and the privilege to do so, you will learn so much about yourself. I was always someone that was like very dependent on my parents, and just dependent on other people. I was very codependent, and I have learned to stick up for myself in ways that I never thought I was even capable of doing before. And because of that, I have gotten things that I wanted, and I have pushed myself out of my comfort zone and have gotten experiences, and I can write things on my resume now that my younger self probably could never do. That's just to say that like, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the version of myself that I'm becoming. And I wanted to just give like a little update because I feel like life kind of feels a little wonky lately. I don't feel depressed, but I don't feel the happiest version of myself. I feel like there's more for me out there, and I would love to document that and showcase my life here. I have felt very uninspired here, but I think that's the best time. That's almost the best time to pick up the camera and show you my lows. I've never done that in New York. That's why like when we left New York, everyone was so confused of like why we had such a hard time there, because I only showed the good moments. And I think it's important to, you know, not be this picture perfect version of myself, because right now I'm struggling, and I think that's a great time to like not overdo it, but like to show like, hey, like at 26 I was really struggling. This was like probably one of the worst years of my life. Definitely. It was really hard, and a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of stressors and challenges, but I overcame those things, and here I am like still struggling, but like slowly coming out of it. And I think that's a beautiful transition that I want to document on this channel, and I hope you guys are in it with me. And who knows if I'm gonna move back to New York, who knows if I'm gonna stay here. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I want to just show it all because I think it's important, and I owe that to myself. I owe that to my younger self. I owe that to my future self. Yeah, I don't know. I just really want to show more, even if my days are very mundane. We don't really do much. We literally just work, and we have a 3-day weekend this weekend, and I have planned to do absolutely nothing, but I kind of wanted to show you guys anyway. So here's to new beginnings. Here's to bringing this channel back. For anyone that's even watching this and even got this far, thank you so much for caring. Thank you so much for watching this, and hopefully for rooting for me. I have so many people in my corner that I appreciate so much, and some very exciting things happening coming up this next month in March. And my birthday's in April. My family's coming to visit, which will be really fun. So I'm really excited. I just want this year to be great. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Isabel Rose. If you guys want to follow me, I'm gonna put all my socials down in the description. And yeah, welcome to a new beginning.